The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary Related Entertainment.
Aloha and welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where you'll find us talking story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they're working to support the needs within our community. Maui Nonprofit Notes is generously sponsored by Pacific Source. If you're building or remodeling a home, please stop by Pacific Source's Cabinet and Appliance Showroom located in the Waikapu Bay Shard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. During this hour, we share some of the experiences of our nonprofit agencies and just how they're changing lives, changing communities, and creating miracles of hope for those with needs. And today we're going to be talking to the folks from the Community Services Department of Maui Economic Opportunity. And we're going to lead off with Cassie Yamashita, who's the Assistant Director of that department. How are you, Cassie?
Good, aloha. Thank you for having us.
Hey, this is cool. You know, it's been a while since you've been on.
Yeah.
Because Jerry usually comes, right?
I know.
That was cool that you sent him to Oahu.
I know, right?
Yeah, Jerry, go to Oahu today. I want to do the show. I like that. I like that. So you've got, you're always so busy because you've got one of the busiest departments and so many different programs. And I think what I'd like to do today, if possible, is to kind of hit on some of those programs we don't often get a chance to talk about. And I know you've got a new one that just came on board starting this year. And we'll talk about it. And but let's start off with the big one, which is the 45th annual Senior Fair.
Yeah, 45th annual.
Wow, that's almost as old as I am. Hey, come on.
25.
25, there we go. Plus 25, is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so Cassie, what do we got coming up?
Yeah, so I have with me today Senior Coordinator Zilpa Kaimiola, and she's going to talk about the Senior Fair, and then later on we'll talk about with Nani Watanabe, and she'll be talking about Maui Independent Living Center. So, Zilpa, you want to start us off?
So we are coming up to our 45th annual Senior Fair, which is going to be on October 27th at the War Memorial Gymnasium. It'll be from 7:30 to 11:30. And we have a great lineup. Our MC will be Kathy Collins. Our entertainment will be Kaulike Paskaya. He's the 2018 falsetto winner for, the Richard Ho'opi'i competition. And then, of course, we have our governor who will be there, mayor, and then some of the other people like the directors of housing and human concerns. We have Amy Hanai'ali'i, who will be our main event. And then we have a number of vendors and political candidates that will be, sharing their services at this fair. So there'll be quite a bit of things, information, giveaways, food. Chow fun.
Oh, always a biggie, the food, yeah. I love the fact
always
that it
brings
ends at
people
11:30.
together.
That's a perfect time to take the food out, have a picnic, right?
Yes. So, you guys should come on down and check it out.
And free admission.
Yes, it's free.
So come in and take a walk around. How many booths do you end up having?
We usually have about 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now some of those are businesses.
Yes.
And some, of course, are politicians. And then you've also got some senior
some
clubs.
Of our senior
and some
clubs, yes.
Some other nonprofit organizations that come in and do fundraising through the Senior Fair.
Yeah.
What kinds of things do those organizations bring to their booths?
Well, the senior clubs usually bring food. They sell their foods, like the Hong 1G is a club that we have. So, they have a lot of good goodies.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you were to pick, what would be your number one run to that table kind of thing to get it before it's all sold out?
The tripe stew.
Tripe stew. Ooh.
Yeah.
And who does that?
What's the name of that group? The church.
I don't know the name of it.
Okay, see,
Sorry.
It's that Hawaiian church.
Yeah. Kupaya Naha, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And they're there every year with that tripe
Yeah,
stew, right?
yes. Tripe
So-
stew and oxtail soup.
Oxtail soup. Interesting.
But it sells out, before the thing is over. It's, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a big seller.
and I'll bet there's a lot of people who come just to that, to get that.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's, it's not something you can buy everywhere or every day.
No.
So that's interesting. So other things that people find, they have like cookies, jams and jellies,
Yeah, the
bread, different kinds of
clubs
breads.
do that. The Portuguese Association does their patele plates, so that's
okay.
another good one.
Uh-huh.
And I think the Portuguese Club has Portuguese bread.
Okay.
So yeah, and information for the elderly as far as like Medicare, fraud, scams. We'll also have a medication take back, this year.
Okay.
So they can bring their unused medication
Okay, old medications.
and drop it off,
Okay. And that's important because we don't want to just dump
get it into the
water
yeah.
system.
And a lot of these booths have giveaway prizes if you go and visit them throughout the day, and then they'll call out names throughout the event.
Oh, okay.
And I know I just got a call this morning actually from one of the vendors. They're actually giving away a free pair of hearing aids.
Oh, really?
And that's
Oh.
very expensive.
Yeah.
About $3,000.
Gosh.
Yeah, so
Do you have to be present when they call your name?
I believe you do, yes. for
Okay.
those, yeah.
So come and spend the morning.
Yeah.
Don't just run in and out. It could be worth sticking around. And of course, you have entertainment going on throughout the event. So there's seating there to just sit down, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, and enjoy the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love. You always have Judy's gang.
Oh, they're there this year. Yes.
Yeah, they're cool. And what's the basis of Judy's gang? I never can remember. They're older women, right?
They actually
Or have they
serve
changed?
the entire spectrum.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they have
do they?
little ones too.
Oh, really?
Little, yeah.
Oh, they've grown.
Yeah, because last year I think they had like the teenagers too.
Oh, they
Or
did?
Yeah, younger
Okay.
kids doing dances.
I was gonna say basically it's dances, performance kinds of things. Cool. Okay, and then of course, as you said, the falsetto contest winner. Would you say Kalika?
Kaulike Pescaya.
Pescaya. And then the big time Amy Hanaiali'i.
Yeah,
So get
and then
your
we got
seats
the
early.
Hui no Keola Pono's hula size
Oh, really?
class is gonna
Oh, yeah.
be there too. So, because it's actually a exercise class, but
Is that the hula aerobics?
yeah.
Interesting. You have to see that one to believe it.
Yeah, and it's funny because some of them said they just went there to do the exercise and they learned how to dance. So,
Actually,
it's a
that
good
makes a
program.
lot of sense. That takes the pressure off of the workout.
Yeah, it's like just
More
dancing,
enjoyable.
right?
Yeah. Cool. And now, are there prizes given away to the general public, or is everything just based on the tables or the people that are there that give prizes? You guys don't give prizes as well, like a main door prize
No, the
No.
prices are from the vendors.
from the vendors. Okay.
Yeah.
And that hearing aid one is great.
I mean, it's a one-stop stop when you go there. They're also giving out flu shots. There'll be, safety people there and just whatever you need. It's basically resources for our seniors, but for everyone. It's the entire family can benefit from it for sure.
So bring the family. It's
Then there'll
not-
be plans like always from Hana. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those sell out pretty fast. Yeah.
So they, what do they bring that's so special? They've got the ginger.
They had avocados last
No,
year.
okay.
and just bananas, just all kinds of stuff.
Interesting, yeah. This weekend is Festivals of Aloha in Hana. Big
Yes,
weekend.
it is.
Yeah, big
I-
weekend.
I just finished mine on Lanai.
Oh, yeah? That was last weekend? Okay. I think it's also partly on Molokai this weekend. And I don't know how they ended up putting those on the same weekend, but I guess they can cover it, so that's good.
True.
Festivals of Aloha is so much fun. So many fun parts to it. So what, there's something else I was going to ask you about the senior fair. It's basically the county of Maui, but it's MEO that presents it.
Yes, yeah, we
puts
produce
it all together.
We produce it.
Yeah. So you get a grant to do this. Is that
Yeah.
the way it works?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's been going on for what,
45
the whole
years.
time. Oh, okay. I got
45 years.
I think you got that one locked up. So now, are you still taking reservations for tables? Do you have a
Yes,
few tables
we have
left?
about 20 tables left.
Okay. And kind of what, in general, the parameters of who can...
Anybody. It's open for the candidates or businesses or, vendors.
Okay. And who
Yeah,
should they call?
Jerry Lum.
Well, she was quick with that one, wasn't she? We don't call Cassie. We don't call Sofa. We call Jerry Lum, because he's on Oahu today, and he doesn't know we're saying this. That was really slick. I like that one. So the phone number to call would be 249-2970.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. And just since he is out of the office, leave a message and say you're interested in a booth.
Yeah, or they
If
could
it's
call.
senior
They
fair.
could ask for me too.
Okay.
For Zilpa, yeah.
Same phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the vendors pay for their booths, right?
If you're a club, it's free as long as you've paid up your dues.
Oh, okay.
But if you want an additional table, then it's $25 for
Okay.
them. Yeah.
And if I'm a business that just decided, hey, I'd like to talk to the seniors for a couple
I
hours
think
on
it's
Saturday, what am I looking at?
$100.
$100. Okay. All right. And candidates?
Or $150.
They're 150. Okay. And do you have most of the candidates or the name candidates? They're going to be there?
Yeah, we have some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I remember going a couple of times. It's been a while, but the candidates, they may have a table, but they're pretty much roaming around talking story
so they
with
have
people.
their helpers, at the tables. Yeah.
And they're usually giving away something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are a big proponent of the giveaways.
Anything with their name on it.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, so we're talking from 7:30 in the morning to 11:30,
Get there early.
and before it gets too hot in that building, huh? Yeah.
Well, and all the good stuff gets taken in the beginning.
No,
so.
right, right. Because they're setting up the day before.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
come
and
the day
night
before.
Yeah. And so it's at 7:30. The doors open and it's ready.
Oh, yeah.
In
they're
the
ready.
past, I think we've had about 2,500, 3,000 in attendance. So
Wow.
you
Passing
wanna,
through, yeah.
That's a lot, and you also want good parking space.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you
You gotta
parking in the
walk
field.
far.
Yeah, because you have some of your employees are out there helping them park, right?
Correct. And
Right.
our transportation is bringing in all of the senior clubs, so the
Ah.
entire front structure in front of the gym is blocked off just for that drop off.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the buses will bring them in and then pick them
Yeah.
up, and so many hours later or whenever.
Yeah, whenever time they're ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
Neat.
Yeah.
Boy, well-oiled machine. It sounds like. And that,
It goes pretty smooth, I think. Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Very good. Anything I've missed? I know you got Kathy Collins as your MC. She's always great, and has a good time with everyone that comes.
Well, we also have the youth services. They're there, so they help the seniors with their bags and things
Oh, okay.
to the car if they need help. So,
They buy
so
so
there'll
much
be
they,
help. Yeah.
they can't carry it all, huh? We love that.
Yeah, we work with a number of our programs for this event. We also work with the work line from the prison. They help us with the setup and the breakdown. They're a huge,
Yeah,
factor
we
for
start
this
from
event.
Wednesday, the Wednesday
Right.
before, and
Setting up
until-
stage and decorating it. And,
yeah, and they are a huge part of getting it set up.
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a team effort. MEO is all over the place on this activity.
Gotcha. Is there also a table there for people who want to find out more about just MEO?
Yeah.
As soon as you get in, MEO is the welcoming table. So
Ah.
any of our programs can, you can find out information about it there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good. Other thoughts?
I don't know, just head on down to the senior fair this year. It's going to be huge. It's a big political year, but more importantly, this event helps our seniors with their clubs, and it's a kind of a fundraising event for them to support them in other activities throughout the year, and bring your families.
Right.
You know.
Are the political candidates going to be outside? I know for several years they
Oh,
were out.
no, they're inside.
They're mixed in with
kinda
the
spread.
tables?
We kind of try to spread them out inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. On that note, we got to take a short break. 20 minutes have gone by already. And we'll be
Aloha
right back.
from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out what's happening in their world and what they are doing. Sometimes they're new innovations, sometimes they're, some people say the same old thing, but you know, the problems are still out there, so we have to keep doing the same old programs, if you will, just to keep up with every day and help the folks that need our help on an everyday basis. And one of those programs that has been resurrected, I guess is the best way to say it, right?
Thank you.
Nani Watanabe is the program coordinator for the Maui Independent Living Center, which is based at MEO at this point. Nani, welcome.
Thank you.
And you've got lots of years of experience with this program.
Yes, I've been with the Maui Independent Living Center for about 6 years, and I've been very actively involved with the support groups, such as the Maui Wheelers and the Maui Deaf Friends.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize that was all part of that group.
Yeah, we just added them in. They, so it's, I really want to thank Debbie Kabibi and Maui Economic Opportunity for giving us the opportunity to resurrect Independent Living Center under MEO for about 5 years. After the shutdown of HCIL. CIL has not, existed, and now that it's resurrected, as you said, it's really been an asset to the people in the community with disabilities, especially those under 60 years old.
Okay, so this is for it's not a senior program. Well, kind of.
Yeah, well, our
55 and up is senior, right?
Yeah, so our services go from age 0 to seniors, because we do have seniors that end up being disabled, but our program is totally a diverse of culture, cross disabilities, but we also service from infants, so we, to the seniors. So we're able to actually navigate in the individual through the system.
So you do kind of an assessment of what's needed
Exactly.
for this person, these people, and then
Exactly.
kind of team them up with the appropriate agency or organization that works on that particular problem.
Exactly. So, so just to give you an idea about independent living, so basically many years ago, individuals with disabilities did not have the opportunity to live independently because they were institutionalized. And then through the movement of Ed Roberts, who was diagnosed with polio at 14 years old, he was a very strong advocate wanting to attend school. And, he was living in an iron lung. That didn't stop him from pursuing and going to school and getting his degree. So Ed Roberts is like the the godfather of the independent living movement, and this is how others with the diverse of disabilities joined in that force, and then began to move that disability, break that barrier between the disabled and society. And I commend him because of their efforts. This is why there's like the 504 Rehabilitation Act that protects all individuals with disability. So Maui Independent Living Center has actually our services. There is no charge for our services. So a person, many of our clients are referred by either families or hospital, Rehab of the Pacific, or individuals by word of mouth. So when a person with a disability comes in, they're always looking for services, and it could be from housing to transportation, to peer counseling, and sometimes just information and referral. So the hub, milk becomes, so we call it milk, and not the one that you drink. So milk is actually is like the hub of the resource. So being under Maui Economic Opportunity is actually is a perfect fit because of the community service that is needed within our Maui County. And so now, because of we have an office now, individuals are able to actually come in to the office, and they have a sense of place to
Right.
visit.
So you become kind of like the navigator for them,
Exactly.
because many of them don't have any idea that there's services out there for them that can help them.
Yeah, exactly. And prior to me coming on board with Milk is I worked at a home health care agency. So what I found in home health care is that they're servicing individuals with disabilities, but they have no idea how to navigate them or find the services. And as we all know, there are many services on Oahu, but because of funding, the services are not able to come here. But if I am able to, build, the capacity of the needs on Maui for individuals with disabilities, to advocate for the services to be able to make it worthwhile for them to come to Maui.
Right, right. And there's some that do send people over here periodically.
Right, right.
And if they have to come more often, that's a good step.
Well, and I think for the Maui community, we're very ohana. We network, in a very close-knit community. We know each other by faces versus numbers system. And, and we know who you are, and we'll find you. So I think, that's the plus for Maui. And I'm hearing from many of the, especially like the Maui Wheelers, they've been together from before I met them in 2010.
Now, those are the folks in wheelchairs.
Yes,
Okay.
and so they are they are the self-advocate and self-determined individuals. And they have, when I met them, I've seen that they are the movers and the shakers, in this community. And many of them all live independently in their community. So peer counseling is when I meet a new client coming in with the same disability, they become the support system. So we match our clients with another client with the same disability, and that seems to work. Very well. And then we also have the Maui Deaf Friends, and they've been actually meeting for years, and so now with Milk, they at least have a sense of place again to be able to get the support. And Milk being the hub again, we are able to get other services to contact me directly. So just for example, like for the Deaf Friends, I saw this, it's called the Communication Access Card, and it was on the news. I think it was I forgot what news I saw it, but I was able to get this sent to our office for the deaf and hard of hearing. And this seems to be always an area where if someone meets a deaf person they don't know how to communicate, and it's been a challenge for, and we don't have interpreters available, we have limited, certified interpreters. So for example, DCAB was able to send me these cards to our office. And so the idea is to distribute these cards to the deaf and hard of hearing community, and also to our emergency personnel, like the police department or the fire department or paramedics. So when they meet up with a deaf person, they know how to communicate with them.
Right. This is great. I wish I could show it to the
I know.
audience out there. But basically, the communication access card says, "My name is," and then "I am," and choices deaf, hard of hearing, or deaf blind. And so often, when we meet somebody new or we see somebody, we get a strange feeling about them, and it's not. I mean, it's not right, but that's what happens, and we don't try to communicate, or we try in all the wrong ways, and so this would be great, because it says the best way to communicate with me is, and you actually put a check mark by the different choices. One would be an interpreter, one would be texting, one would be writing, large print, lip reading, and assistive living or listening. That's great. I mean, everybody should carry this.
Yeah, and this is an example of how Milk provides services. So it's finding those resources, bringing it here, and then being able to distribute. I really want to thank Mayor Alan Arakawa and our county council for actually approving the budget and making Milk real, So
Right.
I really need to thank them, for allowing this, to happen. And many of the deaf community, especially, really didn't have a place to go. Where do they go to an office to find someone who could at least navigate them through the system? And there was nothing available here on Maui.
Wow.
And so, of course, because, they had little requests, like if they get a letter, how do they make an appointment, and now they're able to come into our office and be able to navigate them through the system. And not only just for the deaf friends, but the doctors, or there's other, service providers out there is like, we just got a call and we don't know where to go. So I also navigate those service providers as well.
Interesting. Wow. So now people are starting to learn about you being where you are, and hopefully today's show will start your phone ringing.
Yeah.
And what phone number do you use?
Okay, so our line is 249-808-249-2990, extension 328.
Okay, so you're the main number, MEO.
I'm it.
249-2990. Okay.
Yes.
I like this graphic here. It's taking the dis out of disability.
Yeah, and the purpose for that is because, we identify, and there's so many different, information on how do you address people with disabilities. And the best person to ask is the individual with the disability or abilities. And we see that they do have a disability, they live with a disability, but they have the ability to be able to make choices and be the person that they want to be.
Right.
And they become actually the educators for all of us. My experience was actually, and my education came from all of them. My girlfriend that I grew up with on the island of Lanai is deaf, and I never realized that was going to be my second language, and I was just getting a kick on how to communicate with her, and because of that, and I was like in elementary school, and because of that gave me that passion about working with a diverse individuals with disabilities, but also understanding their way of life, and I really enjoy being, and the more I get involved, the more you learn, and there's never an ending moment to
Right.
this. Yeah.
Right. And they have the same wants and likes and life that they want to lead. They just have an extra step to it. That's kind of the way I look at it. It's not just as easy as talking to each other. you have to communicate in whatever way works.
And a lot of times they don't know where to go. And even if their child has a disability, is like, and they don't know how to ask or where to ask, and a lot of the students that graduate from high school and they're going to transition into the community, a lot of the parents are asking, like, where do I go? What do I do now? What happens to my adult child, And so with today and with the resources, it's very important that we support these parents and help them navigate through the system and advocate, to get these services. And if they feel that their rights have been violated, there's resources out there. Let's get them here and help, help each parent. Because as the parents, if they have an adult child, what happens to their adult child
Right.
after they're not here? And I think that's the most, important question. The parents are here. How do you teach your child who's able to learn things independently and make choices and
Right.
decisions,
Right.
Yeah, is it empathy or is it sympathy?
Empathy.
Yes.
Empathy.
So the good part is we just was involved last week with the mini traveling conference that came to Oahu, and they traveled throughout the islands. This year, Tina King, who was in charge, asked me to do a presentation about milk, and I decided to add we had three individuals that were panelists. So I had Alohilani, who's with the Maui Wheelers, Vesta Morris, who's with the Maui Deaf Friends, and Ricky Melcher, who's a blind individual as well. So they became my panelists, and so a lot of it is talking about who they are and where they are today. What was their career and what's their goals. I feel life stories from these individuals make an impact in our community because they're real, and their disability did not stop them from pursuing their goals and their dreams. So, and that's a good example for young mothers with children with disabilities, to see that positive impact. And then, of course, the Maui Disability Alliance Legislative Forum was just last week as well.
Right. How was that? Jeopardy, right?
It was Jeopardy. It was Jeopardy, and the questions that came out, for our politicians was very challenging for them. But we also gave them a cheat sheet.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
Okay.
to help them out. So it was good. But the deaf, so my deaf group was able to actually so there was a hodgepodge question. So we had deaf individuals come, and they had to be paired off with a politician. So they signed to them.
Okay.
With no interpreters. So the whole idea is when a deaf person approach you and they're signing, and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Right.
What is your first thought?
What do I do?
Right.
What are they doing?
Yeah. What are they saying?
Yeah. What are they saying?
Yeah. And so that was the whole idea of that, is like, how important, because these in the deaf community, they're advocating for, please support interpreting services. Please support closed caption for our Maui television. During emergency, there's no closed captions, and there's no interpreting services. So that became an issue. So who are the best candidates or who are the best people to tell us these things? Is the deaf community themselves.
Right.
So part of what they're sharing with this, with our politicians is, in sign language, please support interpreting services. And tsunami warnings.
Oh, yeah.
Hurricane,
That's right.
So this card, so communication in the deaf community is very vital because, how do they get the word, how do they find out there's the siren going on,
Right.
And if the mayor's on television, how do they know what he's saying without a live interpreter or closed captions? So that was the whole idea of bringing their questions by using American Sign Language.
Interesting. Yeah. We had the folks from the Disability Alliance on the show a couple weeks ago to talk about Jeopardy, and they just amaze me with the things that they can do. And I think last year, what did they do last year? Wheel of Fortune.
It was no. It was a Family Feud.
Family
I sit
Feud,
on the
yeah.
commu-
Oh, yeah,
committee.
okay, right.
Yes.
Right, and it's like, Well, you guys, I mean, this is great, and I figured Jeopardy was going to be a lot of fun
Well,
and learning.
Well, I think if you want to talk about issues or concerns that involve individuals with disability, the best thing to do is put it in a game form. You know, if you end up just sitting down and talking, everybody is like either bored or not paying
Right.
attention. So if you put it in a game form, I think you kind of get it
Yeah.
more. Yes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what game that we're going to do next year, you know.
Well, I'm sure it will be good. I'm
Yeah.
sure it will be good.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for that information on MILK, which is Maui Independent Living Center.
Yes.
We've got to take another short break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in Central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk about what's happening with our nonprofit agencies and how they're helping the folks that are their clients and making life, I don't want to say more tolerable, but more interesting. We've just been talking with Nani Watanabe about the MILK program, which is Maui Independent Living Center. We're working with the deaf, the hard of hearing, and the deaf and blind.
Deaf and Blind and the Maui Wheelers.
Maui Wheelers clubs,
Yes.
and so forth. Earlier in the show, I commented about how the Community Services Department has so many programs. Just a quick rundown on those. We've got the Employment Core Services for Low-Income People, Best Reintegration Program, Enlace Hispano, the Farm Worker Services, the LIHEAP, which was in June. Gosh, was June? That was a long time ago.
Right, but we also have the LIHEAP Energy Crisis Intervention Program, which is year-round, which
Is
helps
ongoing.
to avert disconnections.
Right, okay. And then rental assistance, which helps folks who are in one-time jeopardy of either losing an apartment or trying to find one. It can assist them with down payment and things like that.
Correct.
The Senior Employment Services, the CSEP, you still have that? Where
Yes, we
you
do.
go out and can help. It's help for seniors by seniors. Is that what that is?
What that is we help seniors with placing them into job placement. So we give them
Okay.
skills that will help them to hopefully get employed.
Okay. And then Senior Legal Services, what is it, once a week or once a month you have somebody come in?
Every 3 weeks.
Every
we
3
have
weeks.
an attorney who comes in.
And the Senior Red Discount Card. I remember when I got my Red Discount Card,
we
and I
still
said,
got that
no,
Denial.
it can't be. They made a big deal out of presenting it to me. It's like, no, come on. But it does. I mean, it is valuable for those who shop and have to pay for services. I mean, there's some good deals there. The Senior Scoop newsletter. I love the word game.
Yeah,
I always grab a copy and take a look at it and try to do it. And then the WAP, which is a Weatherization Assistance Program, and of course the Maui Independent Living Center that we just talked about. So which one of those do you want to spend a couple minutes on?
Well, since Zilpa's here, we'll talk a little bit about her clubs, but definitely if any of those services that you just heard about you're interested in or have questions, please call us up at our office, 249-2970.
and ask for Cassie
Yeah,
Yeah.
any one of us can
or
help you.
Jerry or Zilpa or whoever's there can answer and help and send you to the right
Yeah,
person.
our department is kind of the hub of MEO. That's, we started off, we are a anti-poverty organization, and so that's what these programs are meant to address. We're known for our transportation and for our Head Start, but these are the programs that really do the most outreach in the communities and serve those, that are in dire need.
Dire need and
Yeah.
daily
Yeah,
services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zilpa, tell us. You mentioned when we talked about the senior fair about senior clubs having tables where they sell things. What's a senior club?
So senior clubs are a group of our, senior community people. We have a lot of different ones. We have AARP has their own club, Kula, Kihei. We have some retired union workers who have their own clubs like UPW, IBEW, HGA. We have retired teachers who have their own clubs, and Halemaha'olus. They all have their own senior clubs.
In each of their apartment complexes?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh. And so they meet once a month, to discuss what kind of things they want to do for the year. So they get 3 free buses through MEO to schedule excursions to go where they want to go. And so they can use that throughout the year,
So the clubs, each individual club has
Has
3
3.
chances during the year to go on an excursion.
Yes.
Now this can be what? Going out for dinner, going
Yep.
to a play, going to Hana for the festival.
Yep. We do take them to the Carol Festival in April. The senior fair, we provide free service for them. So that's not a bus that comes out of their 3 free buses.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mhm.
That's an addition.
Yeah, so that's additional. Some of them like to go. One of them went to a picnic at Kamole 3 one day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh,
they
cool.
brought their own food and did that.
I think I heard the one that went to Lanai for a day
Yeah, a
or
lot of
something.
them like to go to Lanai.
Yeah. So the bus picks them up, takes them
To the harbor.
To the harbor. They get on the boat. They go to Manili, and you've
And then
got
we have
buses on the
MEO
other
there
side.
to transport them over on
And-
Lanai.
And they can just ride around, or they can go downtown. Hello.
Yeah,
Downtown.
Walk around the park.
the square.
The stroll around the park.
yeah,
Have lunch, do whatever, and
yeah,
then
and then come back.
come back. Fun day.
Yeah. Or
Cool.
they'll plan, especially on Christmas. During
Mm.
Christmas, they like to go see the lights. So some of them use their buses to just go sightseeing.
Oh, really? Oh, they can go out at night and go
Mhm.
check out lights in certain
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I know that some of them use the one of their excursions to go to their Christmas dinner.
Yeah, a lot of them do. So they schedule, like maybe the brunch, Sunday brunch in Kanapali Beach. And as a group, they go out, have their little Christmas parties.
fun.
And so, yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on.
That's cool. Now, what the senior club is meant to be? What, in 55 and over in age, or is
60,
it
I believe,
60?
and over.
Okay.
Well, it all depends on each club
Each
because
club.
they have their own rules and,
Okay. And then you have a council that's like the presidents of
and-
each.
Planning and Coordinating Council.
Okay.
They meet on the second Wednesday every month, and we just kind of share with all the presidents different things. We bring guest speakers in to talk to them, share information, and they can take back that information to their clubs.
Okay. Or they can invite that speaker to come to their
Yes,
club,
they
right?
can.
If they're it's a subject that their club is really interested in
Yeah.
and needs to know more about. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the presidents that do that.
Yeah, that meet.
Okay. And then, of course, every year you have the big senior dinner,
Kupuna Aloha
Luncheon.
Luncheon.
Yeah.
We just had that in July.
and that's always a big thing for all the clubs.
Yeah. So
And-
we had about 650 in attendance this year.
Wow. That's a lot of seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I was just looking when I pulled out some of this information to talk about today. You had a gallery of pictures from the senior luncheon.
Oh, yeah.
And my gosh, some of them get all dressed up, and
Oh, yeah.
some are out there like they just came in from the garden. But I mean, that's seniors, right?
Right.
I mean, every senior at a certain point kind of falls into who they are,
Absolutely.
and take me or leave me. You
Yeah.
know, this is me, and I wish we could do that earlier in life. Instead of all trying to fit a mold.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We spend, 30, 40 years of our life trying to fit in. And then there's a point at which it's like, what the heck with that? I'm me. I'm just going to,
Exactly.
this is how I live.
Right.
And that was so cool to go through there and see those pictures. because you can identify, but you can't tell what club they're from by the way they're dressed or what they're doing or anything.
Yeah, everybody's just so
'Cause,
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just seniors. And there was a couple pictures of them out dancing. You must have had a dance band or something.
Yeah, we had Never Too Late. And they're good. Yeah, they were great.
And you even had the mayor out there, I saw, dancing, kicking up his heels. So that's a good fun thing. So that's lunch. And, of course, being a political year, you had a lot
Yeah.
of candidates at that event
And
as
then
well.
we have door prizes also.
Oh, that's where the door prizes are. I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's fun. And I mean, it's great because there's got to be a lot of seniors who look forward to that every year.
Oh, yeah, they do.
That's like their big outing.
Some of them want to know when it's going to be right after the first, that one's done, you know.
Can I sign up now? Right? Yeah, I'm sure that happens. So what other things do they get a chance to do as members of a senior club as part of the MEO? What's that called? The coordinating?
Planning and coordinating.
Yeah,
Planning.
the Planning and Coordinating Council.
Okay.
That is all of the presidents that meet.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they meet and they talk about what exactly they want to share amongst the seniors. What is important? What's the new trends? What's the newest and greatest activity that they can do with their clubs? And it's just kind of a cross sharing so that the activities and resources get spread out throughout the county, not only island, throughout the county.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they kind of try to discuss what kind of things they can do, like, you know, something different from
Right.
what they always do. So
And then now, if there's like the latest fraud that's taking place of
yeah,
seniors, you try to
so
alert
we
them
try
to
to
that.
get someone in to talk to
talk
them
about it.
about that.
Yeah, cool. Because there's an awful lot. Telephone scams are what scare me about seniors.
I know, but they want to get cooking demonstrations and some comedians to come in once in a while.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, that sounds like fun. Do you accommodate that?
I'm trying to.
Try- it's
find,
hard,
you
yeah?
know, yeah.
Interesting.
So if you're a comedian or a cook, give us a call.
Yep. Let us know.
There you go. That's great. Okay, so that's the senior clubs. Anything else you want to touch on? We got a few more minutes.
Well, since you did bring up WAP, I did want to talk about WAP a little bit. We are servicing those low-income individuals, and what that program does is it helps to, I guess, it goes over the house and they do an assessment on all of the things that are using up the most electricity in the house to try to reduce the energy costs. And so they will replace old refrigerators with energy efficient refrigerators, use low flow shower heads, and all of the things that they remove and replace will hopefully decrease your energy burden, which is awesome because for those low income individuals, utilities is an additional cost amongst, you know, the high cost of rent nowadays. So every little bit helps. And, you know, if you are interested in something like that, please give us a call.
Yeah, I think I heard in our office that we had quite a few refrigerators replaced here this last week. Something like
I think
10
we
were
did
done in
10.
one day. And Jerry was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, he was. He was talking about it all week. he hyped himself up all week. He's like, oh no, 10 on Friday, 10 on Friday. And he was back by 12. I was like, oh, see, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and and you're exactly right. I mean, the cost of running the refrigerator has so dramatically gone down with the new ones
Oh, good.
that's going to make a big difference in their electric bill.
Right, because those are things that, you know, people don't necessarily have control over. And so if we can mitigate those costs and by just replacing simple, things in the home, so then that's great.
Right.
It can save
yeah.
you a few $100s a year, especially for those individuals who we're serving low income. It's a lot.
Yeah. Every nickel counts.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know that when LIHEAP comes around, we have quite a few of our people who go in and sign up for that. And I see those credits show up, in January, I think, on the electric
so
bill.
people should be expecting their letters November, December. And the credits should start going in on January.
So all these programs that are available, I mean, it's an incredible source out there, and to not take advantage of it just doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, I do have one other announcement, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Our Enlace Hispano program is also going to be partnering with the Guatemalan Consulate. And so they're going to be coming down to our office on November 12th. We actually have a confirmed date for that. So if you need any of those services, please give us a call or come on down that day. It's a Saturday.
What can they do to help the folks from Guatemala?
It's really about citizenship, helping them through the process. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know when was the last time, maybe a year ago or 2 years, when was the last time that the Guatemalan consulate came down. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. The rental assistance, real quick.
Yeah, rental assistance. Right now, we are helping people with everything from security deposit, utility deposit, to just helping avert evictions. So if you are having a difficult time paying your rent, but you do have income, which is the need. You have to have some kind of income, but we understand that things happen, that sometimes paying our bills isn't isn't doable this month. So if we can help you to avert eviction, then please come on by. It is a two-step process. I do want to share that. The first time you come in, you don't need any documents. Just come in and we'll ask you a few questions, go over some of your expenses for the month and see if you're eligible. After that is when you'll actually bring your documents in.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're at the point where you don't know if you qualify, just come on in and we can answer any questions. And I would suggest this to any and everybody.
And it's not this. You don't repay this.
Absolutely not. No. When we offer a subsidy, we give it to the landlords themselves. So the money isn't actually going to our individual clients. So they're just filling out the documents, and they have that relief of knowing that their bills are going to be paid for that month.
And we know that things happen. You can be
Yeah,
permanently
absolutely.
employed and have worked someplace for 10 years, and all of a sudden you've got medical bills or some unexpected cost that has to be covered.
We still have our PIN program, which wasn't mentioned. It's kind of a newer program. Persons in need, 60 or older, if you need glasses, hearing aids, or dental work.
Right.
Yeah, we can help with that as well.
Cool. Wow. I think we've covered community services for the first time ever.
I know, that's a lot.
The whole works. Thank you so much. Thanks,
you.
Nani's. Thanks, Zilpa.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you
and
so
thanks,
much.
Cassie, for everything. Maui Nonprofit Notes is sponsored as a community service by Pacific Source, the builder's choice. Give Paul and his staff a call at 986-0380 or stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Bayshard on East Oahe Way to see how they can help you with your building project. The Maui Nonprofit Directors Association's purpose is to provide an opportunity for nonprofit agency directors to gain personal and professional support through cooperative development activities. Maui Nonprofit Directors also provides an opportunity for networking to affect significant positive change in our community. Please visit our website and take a look at the member agencies listed there. If you see one that you'd like to get involved with, please give them a call or go to their website and see and learn more about them. Oh, how's that for timing? Today we visited with MEO's community services programs, and we covered quite a few of them. If you want to know more about them, go to MEO's website. That's meo.org.
meoinc.org.
meoinc.org, and check them out. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to join us again next week, same time, same place, when we'll feature two other member agencies of the Maui Nonprofit Directors Association. Until then, I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host. Again, thanks for joining us. Have a great week, everyone. Aloha.